Ani, Louttit, Erica Dishnikov, Timothy Romuald, Mashkomoto then. Bodwe Wadami Minwa, Mishkiko and Dow. Ani, Louttit, my name is Erica Louttit. I'm from Chimney, and I'm Bodwe Wadami, I'm Potawatomi and Cree. My father is Dr. Thomas Louttit from Moose Cree First Nation. That's on the Jane Bay coastline. And my grandmother is Emily Chuchu from Moose Cree First Nation. And my grandfather is Frederick Louttit from Wasaganish, Quebec First Nation. And my grandparents, Wilson and Levina King, are from here. I'm a descendant of Ogiemawich. I'm really deeply honored to be nominated to have this opportunity. The people that nominated me, Joseph Stupp and Clayton, I'd like to say Miigwech to them. I'm really nervous. I didn't think, I didn't think I'd be standing in front of you. But as determined as I am, my mom would say, to be determined. That's what she told me that meant. My mother, Gloria King Ba, her name was Early Morning Walker. She left tracks for me to follow. I don't have much experience of sitting in a political realm, but I can tell you that I worked here as a NAIDAP worker, and I left my position at the beginning of COVID. I was told that my services in the mental health and addictions were deemed unnecessary, and I was going to be put across the bay. I worked for the people, and when I gave my life, I also belonged to the most beautiful lodge, the Three Fires Medallion Lodge. The 7 grandfather teachings are a very big part of who I am as a Anishinaabe. They are who I am. And I'm a leader within that lodge. I help and I teach. I teach as much as I can about the culture and the language. I'm more than happy to teach what I know. And that's a very big part of who I am. Because my mother led me there. She showed me the path. And I'm standing in front of you. So as I was saying, I worked as NAIDAP, so I decided to leave the community to go gain some more experience. And I went and worked in Ottawa. I was only gone for a short little while. I worked at Wagano in Ottawa. It's a health center out there. And I worked at North Bay Indigenous Hub. It's another health center, got an opportunity to work. And I currently work for Dalton Associates as a mental health counselor online. And I do some of their traveling to Northern First Nations for counseling services. I also hold a master's degree in social work. And I work as a psychotherapist. What does that mean? It means that I'm always here to help. I'm always here to listen to people, and sometimes I'm the first person that they meet, they tell their story to. And so with that, I'm the executive director of Louttit Counseling and Consulting. That's a business here on Chimney, not many people know about. I do counseling. I do therapy work. I do crisis mental health work. But I don't technically work for the community, but because I'm hired out to Northern First Nations, and sometimes I fly out there. I also the executive director for Matiquillan Lodge. Matiquillan Lodge is located outside of Maxville, Ontario, and that's a lodge where we have the opportunity to look and give you a taste of the Vermont and the good way of life. And we're looking for these cultural teachings, and I worked there with my father. So, like I was saying, I look forward for creating a positive and engage in safe environment for anyone I meet. And I plan to bring this with me when I sit on council. When I say I have an elected council. And a lot of the community, they know who I am. I'm sure that, you know, I'm not one of the ones that put myself out in a place to be centered. I'm not one that will sit up there and go, hey, look at me. I'm here today to talk to you. And it took me a lot. And, you know, when my daughters, come on, mom, you can do this. I have to remember to not only it's just about me, but it's about my Benondia, because I'm a mother of 4 and they're watching me. And with the guidance of my mother, I know that she would be proud of me for even just trying to stand up here and talk in front of my community, because that's not something I do. So the values in my life are the 7 grandfather teachings: that love, that wisdom, that bravery, that humility, honesty, and respect, and that truth. I don't have a particular platform because all of it's important. All of it's important. The health and well-being of our community is so important. I see things, you know, I see things outside my window. I see things when I'm coming home down to the dock. I'm a community member, but I'm also someone that practices our culture and our spiritual beliefs here. And one thing that was really shown to me in my way of life, and my, you know, one of my greatest teachers, Eddie Benton B'nai Ba, has always said that all creation stories are truth. And I believe that, you know, I was raised with that frame of thought, to always have that respect for other beliefs, to always have that respect to be open-minded. And I bring that into my own private practice as a psychotherapist. I meet people where they're at. I don't sit there and I push beliefs and different systems onto people. I ask them what it is they are looking for. So I believe I see him coming. He did not wear my glasses. So I like to say I'm committed. Sorry, I have to write this part down. I'm committed to creating a positive change with an open communication, transparency, and inclusivity, because we can create an effective change in all aspects of our community for the present and future of our community and of our home. Because when I was taught growing up, you know, I'm thinking about my uncle Floyd King, and I'm thinking about my uncle Leon King. I always heard them speaking about politics. It's that little nosy girl that would be listening out and always listening to them. And one of the things I always remember, my uncles and my mom would say, in order to know where we're going, we should know our 7 generations behind us. And we should always think 7 generations ahead. I'm not only thinking about today, I'm thinking about tomorrow. I'm thinking about my great grandchildren, because I'm already a grandma. And my future is already started in this community. She's from here. She's from Bolsley Precision. So I want to leave good tracks, just like my mother did. I want to leave those tracks for her to follow, and like my daughters to follow. All my Benonjiaks, my sons, and my future grandchildren, and my future grandchildren, and your future grandchildren, because I want you to look back and say, you know, she really did. She wasn't lying. She does follow those 7 grandfathers to the T. I'm not perfect, and I will make mistakes, because I plan on learning as much as I can if I'm elected for the next 4 years. I'll be much.